I can almost hear the echo of the thoughts.
Dolly Parton wrote a song about miscarriage. Conway Twitty moaned into the mic. Loretta Young dropped birth control lyrics in 1975. These tracks weren't just banned, they shook Nashville's soul. But why did fans turn on country's biggest names overnight? Number 21, Save Me, Jelly Roll, 2020.
Somebody save me from myself.
Jelly Roll's voice carried pain that didn't sound polished. It sounded lived in. Save Me hit like a confession, not a song. Released during the chaos of 2020, it blended country soul with gospel grit and addiction scars. Fans either cried or rolled their eyes. Traditionalists said it wasn't country at all, while millions of streaming listeners called it too real. Within a year, the track crossed 200 million streams, proof that heartache still sells. But critics accused him of using his past like a brand, calling him emo country. Jelly Roll didn't care. He once said, "I write for broken people because I am one." The backlash crowned him both outlaw and outcast. And yet, compared to the next artist, Jelly's hate storm felt like a drizzle, because the next song made America question what patriotism even meant. Number 20, American Ride, Toby Keith, 2009.
Winter getting colder, summer getting warmer, tidal wave come across the Mexican border, wide back gallon.
When Toby Keith dropped American Ride, it sounded like sarcasm wrapped in fireworks. The lyrics mocked fast food, politics, and celebrity culture, but some fans didn't get the joke. Many thought Toby had turned on his own country. Ironically, the song went platinum while conservative radio stations debated whether to pull it. Toby, already known for anthems like Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, told interviewers he wanted to make people think, not chat. But controversy followed him everywhere. Even Rolling Stone said he'd become the most divisive man in Nashville. American Ride proved that being patriotic in country music was no longer simple. It could get you booed or banned. Still, this was mild compared to the outrage over two old legends who sang about justice in ways America wasn't ready for. Number 19, Beer for My Horses, Toby Keith and Willie Nelson, 2003.
Silly man, come on, 6 o'clock news, say somebody been shot, somebody been abused.
When two generations, Toby Keith and Willie Nelson, teamed up for Beer for My Horses, they expected applause. Instead, they got protests. The song's famous line, "Whiskey for Men, beer for my horses," sounded harmless until people noticed the part about hanging them high for justice. Released during the Iraq Wars, it split fans right down the middle. Some heard a patriotic call for old-school law and order. Others heard glorified violence. In 2003, several radio stations removed it from rotation after public complaints. Toby called it a cowboy story, but the debate never cooled. The record still hit number 1 on Billboard's country chart, proof that controversy sells records. And speaking of controversy, the next song made cowboys look tame. Its neon-colored chaos started a genre war that still rages today. Number 18, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, Big and Rich, 2004.
I walk into the room, passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns.
Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy exploded like fireworks at a funeral. It was loud, gaudy, and unapologetically over the top. When Big and Rich hit the stage at the 2004 CMA Awards, critics called them Vegas in cowboy hats. The song blended electric guitars, rap shouts, and self-parody, and traditional fans hated it. But America loved it anyway. It went double platinum, becoming a Super Bowl anthem, and turned country music into a party scene. Purists said it was the moment Nashville sold its soul. John Rich fired back, "We just made country fun again." The line between rebellion and ridicule blurred overnight, and from that moment, a new breed of country was born, the kind that would later take over TikTok and make old Nashville furious. Number 17, the Git Up, Blanco Brown, 2019.
Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with 'em. Do the hold down and get it.
Before 2019, nobody knew Blanco Brown's name. Then came the Git Up, a dance song hybrid that took over TikTok. Overnight, millions were two-stepping in their kitchens, and country music felt younger. Until radio hosts called it a social media gimmick. Blanco's fusion of hip-hop beats and southern twang made him a crossover star, but also a target. Traditionalists said he turned line dancing into a meme. The song topped Billboard's Hot Country chart, but drew sneers from Nashville insiders who accused it of mocking real roots. Blanco brushed it off, saying, "Cowboy's always been about inclusion." He was right, but the debate was bigger than him. Because decades earlier, a blonde singer wrote a song so painful, stations banned her for corrupting morals. That's where the trouble really began. Number 16, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, Shania Twain, 1997.
I'm going out tonight, I'm feeling alright, gonna let it all hang out.
When Shania Twain released Man, I Feel Like a Woman, 1997, country radio didn't know whether to dance or panic. The video showed her dressed in black leather, leading a band of shirtless male models, a direct parody of Robert Palmer's Addicted to Love. It was bold, funny, and confident. But many country stations thought it was too pop, too sexy, too loud. The song exploded anyway.
Man, I feel like a woman.
It won a Grammy, sold over 10 million copies, and turned Shania into a global icon. Yet traditional fans accused her of leaving real country behind. For months, radio hosts debated whether she'd ruined the genre or reinvented it. Shania didn't care. She told reporters, "If people are talking, I've done my job." Her success opened doors for women in country, but also kicked them into controversy. Because the next voice dared to tell a story Nashville never wanted to hear. Number 15, Down from Dover, Dolly Parton, 1970.
At any time, a tiny face will show itself, 'cause waiting's almost over.
Dolly Parton was only in her mid-20s when she wrote Down from Dover. The song told the story of a young girl pregnant out of wedlock, waiting for a lover who never comes. When it was released in 1970, radio stations called it immoral and refused to play it. Dolly wasn't shocked. She knew what she'd written was dangerous for its time. Her label begged her to tone it down. She refused. "It's the truth," she said, "and truth don't always sound polite." The song didn't chart high, but decades later, critics called it one of the most haunting country ballads ever written. Dolly used heartbreak as honesty, not shame. But that same courage, the kind that writes the truth no matter the cost, would soon land another singer in even hotter water. Number 14, I Want to Talk About Me, Toby Keith, 2001.
But every once in a while, I want to talk about me, want to talk about I want to talk about number one. Oh my, me, my, what a thing.
Toby Keith didn't whisper, he barked. When he dropped I Want to Talk About Me in 2001, people didn't know what to make of it. It wasn't traditional country. It was half rap, half rant. Some DJs flat out refused to play it, calling it hip-hop in cowboy boots.
But occasionally, I want to talk about me.
But the audience? Well, the audience loved it. The song shot to number 1 on Billboard's country chart and went platinum. Toby said he wrote it for every guy who finally gets a word in. Critics called it lazy and shallow, but Toby didn't flinch. "If you're mad," he said, "you were listening." That attitude, cocky, fearless, divisive, made him Nashville's lightning rod. And it set the stage for another battle, when country turned pop, and nobody agreed whether it was still country at all. Number 13, Body Like a Back Road, Sam Hunt, 2017.
Body like a back road, driving with my eyes closed, I know every curve.
In 2017, Sam Hunt released Body Like a Back Road. It stayed at number 1 on the country charts for a record-breaking 34 weeks. But half the country audience wanted to pull the plug. Critics called it the final straw for real country fans. The song's lyrics, fun, flirtatious, and full of pop energy, made it catchy enough for every car radio. But to purists, it sounded like an Ed Sheeran track wearing cowboy boots. Hunt shrugged off the backlash, saying, "It's still my story, just a different sound." The one track blurred the line between Nashville and Los Angeles forever. It proved that modern country could be sexy, lazy, and totally unbothered. Yet while Sam was redefining the genre, another man was about to make TikTok explode and make country purists grind their teeth in public. Number 12, Fancy Like, Walker Hayes, 2021.
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake.
Fancy Like started as a family joke. Walker Hayes wrote it after taking his wife to Applebee's, then posted a clip online. Within weeks, TikTok had turned it into a dance challenge with over 500 million views. The song hit number 1, Applebee's used it for commercials, and Walker suddenly became a household name. But Nashville's old guard called it fast food country. Critics said it made the genre feel cheap and artificial. Walker didn't fight back, he laughed. "I'm just singing about my date night with my wife," he said. It was the kind of fame that burns fast and bright. However, the next song on the list went from playful to scandalous, the kind of song that made even preachers call radio stations in anger. Number 11, Country Girl, Shake It For Me, Luke Bryan, 2011.
Down on the tailgate, girl, I can't wait to watch you do your thing. Shake it for the young bucks sitting in the honky tonks for the rednecks.
When Country Girl, Shake It For Me hit radio in 2011, country fans were split down the middle. Luke Bryan went from a small-town Georgia boy to hip-shaking superstar almost overnight. The beat was wild, the lyrics playful, and the video? Well, let's just say it made a lot of parents change the channel. Traditional fans hated it. Critics said he turned country into karaoke. But that didn't stop the song from selling over 3 million copies and packing stadiums full of dancing fans. Luke defended it, saying, "It's about having fun. That's what music's for." The funny part? He wasn't wrong. Shake It For Me opened the door for a new kind of country, one that looked more like a summer party than a porch story. But when Tim McGraw followed that path, things didn't end so easy. Number 10, You've Never Been This Far Before, Conway Twitty, 1973.
I can almost hear the echo of the thoughts that I know.
In 1973, Conway Twitty whispered his way into country history and controversy with You've Never Been This Far Before. The lyrics were so intimate, radio hosts had to double-check if they were even allowed to play it. Some DJs called it too hot for daylight. The song climbed to number 1 anyway, but more than 30 radio markets banned it for being sexually suggestive. Lines like, "I can almost hear the beating of your heart," made older audiences blush and church groups furious. Twitty, always smooth, said he was just singing about love. It became one of his biggest hits, but also his most hated. Fans debated whether it was art or indecency. Either way, Conway didn't apologize. But the next guy tried to follow the fun and ended up accused of mocking the whole genre. Number 9, Truck Yeah, Tim McGraw, 2012.
Got Lil Wayne popping on my iPod, thumping on the subs in the back of my crew cab. Redneck rocking like a rock.
Tim McGraw had nothing left to prove. 20 years, dozens of hits, and a legendary career. Then, in 2012, he dropped Truck Yeah, It was loud, wild, and felt like a midlife crisis with electric guitars. Fans didn't know what to think. Critics called it country's worst dad joke. The song was supposed to be fun, but it felt forced. Some accused him of chasing the new bro country crowd led by Bryan and Florida Georgia Line. Still, it cracked the top 20 in packed concert crowds who loved yelling, "Truck yeah," at the chorus. Tim later admitted he just wanted to try something different. It worked for a moment, but left old fans wondering what happened to the storyteller who gave them "Live Like You Were Dying." However, the next song made that kind of criticism look gentle, because it turned country rap into a lightning rod. Number 8, Boys Round Here, Blake Shelton, 2013.
Well, the boys round here don't listen to the Beatles run old Bo Cephas through a jukebox needle at the honky-tonk.
Blake Shelton was already a star when Boys Round Here hit in 2013, but this song turned him into both a hero and a headline. With its rap-style verses, shouted red, red, redneck hooks, and endless beer talk, fans either sang along or rolled their eyes. The song shot to number 1 on the Billboard Country Airplay, but purists called it the beginning of the end. One critic said it made country sound like a sketch show. Blake defended it, saying he wanted something his small-town buddies could blast in their trucks. That mission worked. The song sold over 2 million copies. Still, many blamed it for pushing Nashville toward party anthems and away from storytelling. Blake just laughed. "People overthink fun," he said. But fun turned to fury the next year when a country princess left Nashville behind, and half the fans never forgave her. Number 7, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, Taylor Swift, 2012.
Getting back together, we are never, ever, ever getting back together.
By 2012, Taylor Swift had already ruled country radio. Then she dropped We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, and everything changed. The song exploded, debuting at number 1 on Billboard's Hot 100, but something about it made Nashville furious. It was too glossy, too polished, too pop. Country stations hesitated to play it. Critics called it the moment Taylor left the South. Fans argued she'd betrayed her roots, but Taylor called it evolution. "I write my truth," she said. Ironically, the song made her bigger than ever, selling over 8 million copies worldwide. But the backlash drew a clear line: old country versus new sound. Taylor had crossed that line proudly. And from that moment, country music would never sound the same. The next name on the list proved that even freedom, especially women's freedom, could start a fire that still burns today. Would you like me to continue now with number 6 to number 1? Loretta Lynn to Kenny Chesney, in the same gripping storytelling style? Well, here we go. Number 6, The Pill, Loretta Lynn, 1975. Whisper when she had something to say. The Pill dropped in 1975 and hit like a lightning bolt through Nashville. The song celebrated birth control, a woman singing proudly about freedom over her body. That was unheard of in country music at the time. Within weeks, more than 60 radio stations banned it, calling it indecent. Loretta didn't care. She said, "It's about time someone spoke up for the women stuck at home having baby after baby." Despite bans, sales soared. The Pill became one of her biggest hits and a feminist anthem long before that word was welcome in Nashville. The controversy didn't hurt her career. It made her a legend. Loretta had cracked a wall no one else dared to torch. But freedom came at a cost, and the next hit on this list proved that dumb fan can stir hate just as fast as bold truth. Number 5, Red Solo Cup, Toby Keith, 2011.
Red Solo Cup, I fill you up, let's have a party.
By 2011, Toby Keith had written patriotic anthems, heartbreak songs, and drinking tunes. Then came Red Solo Cup. It was silly, sloppy, and proudly brainless. The lyrics were about loving a plastic cup, and that's exactly what people hated. Critics called it country's music lowest point. Rolling Stone said it sounded like karaoke after too many beers, yet it became one of Toby's biggest hits, going double platinum and pulling in millions of YouTube views. The song's music video even featured celebrities like Roger Clemens and Jeff Gordon. Toby said he didn't care what critics thought. It's supposed to be dumb fun, he laughed. And it worked. But that same year, Bryan took the same party spirit and turned it into a song so big, fans called it the death of traditional country. Number 4, That's My Kind of Night, Bryan, 2013.
When I lay you down and love you right, yeah, that's my kind of night.
Bryan couldn't escape the storm this time. That's My Kind of Night hit number 1 in 2013, but critics ripped it apart. They said it sounded like hip-hop in cowboy boots, all trucks, girls, and tailgate lights, no story, no soul. Even country legends joined in. Zac Brown said the song was the worst thing I've ever heard. That line made headlines everywhere. Luke laughed it off, saying, "It's just a fun song." But Nashville was split in two, one side chasing tradition, the other chasing charts. Still, the track sold over 2 million copies and filled arenas across the country. Luke's crowd didn't care what critics thought. They wanted a party, and he gave them one. Yet this divide created something bigger, the birth of bro country. And it started with one song that many fans still call unforgivable. Number 3, Cruise, Florida-Georgia Line, 2012.
Baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down and cruise.
When Cruise came out, it didn't sound anything like Nashville had ever heard before. It was shiny, youthful, and had more pop than twang. Within a year, it became the best-selling country digital single ever, crossing 11 million sales and hitting number 1 on both country and pop charts. But traditional fans hated it. They said it killed storytelling. They blamed Cruise for turning country into truck brand jingles and radio fluff. The remix with Nelly made it worse for purists, who called it a betrayal of everything country used to stand for. Still, the numbers spoke louder than complaints. Florida-Georgia Line created a movement that reshaped the genre, for better or worse. And while fans were arguing about bro country, another old controversy came back in style, the song that made country a punchline for decades. Number 2, Achy Breaky Heart, Billy Ray Cyrus, 1992.
Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, I just don't think he'd understand.
Billy Ray Cyrus didn't plan to write a hate anthem, but Achy Breaky Heart made him both famous and infamous. In 1992, it took over radio, dance floors, and TV screens everywhere. The song hit number 1 in 12 countries and sold millions. But fans quickly grew tired of it, and fast. Traditionalists said it was country music for people who hate country music. The line dance craze it started swept the world, but Nashville elites called it embarrassing. Even Billy Ray later admitted that the backlash nearly ended his career. Still, it made him a household name and even opened the door for his daughter, Miley. Achy Breaky Heart became part of pop culture forever, loved, mocked, and impossible to forget. But long before that, another song had already written the rule book on being hated, a song that made tractors sexy and country fans furious. Number 1, She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy, Kenny Chesney, 1999.
She ain't a fooling me. She thinks my tractor's sexy.
Kenny Chesney's She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy came out in 1999 and changed everything. It was catchy, goofy, and impossible to ignore. But many fans felt it mocked country music itself. Critics said it was the end of authenticity. Still, the song blew up. It hit top 10 on the Billboard country chart, becoming a bar anthem, and pushed Kenny into superstardom. The video, full of sun, tractors, and playful flirtation, turned him into Nashville's golden boy. But behind the laughter, many purists saw warning signs. They said it turned country story into novelty. Kenny didn't mind. He said, "It's just supposed to make people smile." And it did, but that smile came with a price, because from that moment on, real country would never mean the same thing again. Hit subscribe if this blew your boots off. There's more untold country truth where that came from. Another wild story's already waiting on screen, and it's even more scandalous than this one.